Hey, how's it going, guys? What's going on? This is Fabio. I'm coming back with another video. Uh, Hopefully, everybody is doing well. This particular video, what I want to talk about in this video is reoccurring charges or or reoccurring charges or cleanings versus one-time cleanings. Okay, so that's where I'm kind of geared towards. Sometimes or most times, I'm all over the place with it, you guys. So if you're just joining me, first and foremost, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. I want you to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe if you're just joining me. Um, so let me go ahead. I'm gonna jump right into it. So I get a lot of emails in regards to people saying that they're able to pick up accounts, but when they pick up the accounts, they're only for one-time cleanings, whether it's a residential cleaning or whether it's a commercial cleaning. Um, they're asking me what are they doing wrong, and it may be your marketing, or it may be how you promote yourself in terms of when you go door to door, when you contact the client. It might be like, because sometimes like people can see when you're desperate, like if you're desperate just to get an account, and sometimes it's like that, because if money is a factor, it's desperation. You have to get some money from somewhere. But you don't want to make a habit out of just picking up those one-time jobs. Okay. There's a lot of people that ask me about um, power washing, restaurant cleaning, you know, man, just other parts of cleaning. I'm not real big on those, and I'm not saying that you can't make money doing power washing or, you know, uh, restaurant floors and things like that. It's money to be made, right? The thing is that I like reoccurring revenue. It's kind of like your utility company. Let's take the utility company, right? Once you signed on to get utilities turned on, whether you use those utilities or not, you got to pay for that service, correct? Right? So that's what we call a reoccurring charge. Okay? When you sign up for a book subscription or whatever, you sign up for a subscription or something, magazines or whatever the case is, right? You're going to get that reoccurring charge. So if you sign up for 6 months, then every 6 months they're going to charge your card, right? For, whatever the subscription fee is. Okay? These are the type of services that I like. I don't like services like mechanic work. That's a service job, right? Because he or she is using their hands to fix your vehicle. It's a service job, but they always have to be marketing, right? Because your car is not going to break down once a week. Your car is not going to break down once a month, right? So they're not going to see you on a regular basis. So they always have to be advertising for new clients, right? Um, like beauticians and barbers and things like that. Hey, what's up, Leon? Barbers and beauticians and things like that. These are services that I like because not only do they always need to be, advertising for new, hair to do or clients to cut, but they're gonna get reoccurring service, right? Then people are gonna come back and keep getting their hair cut like every 2 weeks, right? So, but when it boils down to this cleaning stuff, you don't want to keep accepting jobs or well, I don't want to say you don't want to accept jobs like this. It's just you don't want to market yourself as a one-time cleaner, right? You want to find a way to get in the door. And what I would usually suggest that works for me is that you upsell another service, or you offer another service that won't be as expensive, that won't take a lot to do. But in the client mind, they're going to be getting a big bang for their buck. For an example, one of my favorite ones, and I've been using this for a very long time, isn't construction cleanup good though? Construction cleanup is good, but when you clean that construction site up, right, then you have to look for another construction site. Like they're not gonna, unless you got a deal where you're cleaning the construction site up, they done built something, You done cleaned it up, and now you're going to be servicing the building, right? Once they build it up, that's a good account. That's what I would suggest to be a good account. That's why I tell people, and a lot of people wonder, Fabio, why you say niche, niche, niche? Why you say niche market so much? When I say niche, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to just do one area. Like a lot of when I say niche, like medical facilities, those are just the type of things that I like to do because they pay a lot, right? I do the least amount of time and they pay great, right? I like accounts that are once a week, twice a week, and 3 times a week, right? Little to low maintenance. I don't like it where people are just shitting all over the place and just fucking things up. Excuse my French, but I don't like it when it's just like that. I like easy to clean accounts that I can charge big dollars for, and they're out there. You hear some of the veteran YouTubers talk about this. Some of the older guys talk about this. What was your upselling tactic? Okay, so let me get back to that. So when I go into a facility, right, I'm soliciting for a new contract. A lot of times what I like to use is the free carpet cleaning. And even though my agreement states it is set up for 3 months, my agreement is set up for 3 months, and then after 3 months, it go month to month. I automatically sell them past that 3 months. When I go in, I let them know that we're running a special for a free carpet cleaning, right? I point out little things of why I noticed you guys probably could use a little carpet cleaning. Right now, we're running a special. If you stay with us for a year, at least a year, you're open for a free carpet cleaning. So in their mind, well, I don't have to pay for this service. Now, some people might mind paying for it, but carpet cleaning is a good upsell service, and it can be quite expensive when you're doing carpet cleaning, right? You can make hundreds of dollars on that, depending on how big the facility is, what room, So for you to tell them, I'll give you a free carpet cleaning if you stay with us for a year, that seemed like a pretty good gesture. It seemed like a pretty good deal. It's worked for me. Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but it works for me. That's something that I use if I really want a contract, right? And I see that it's mostly carpet, right? I'm not necessarily going to be the one to clean it because I have contractors to do that. Same thing with VCT floor care. You can offer that if it's not a carpeted site like that, right? If you see that they need a little buffing, you can say I could tell the floors probably need a little work done. You might want to buff them out, want to get them shined up a little bit. If you guys stay with us for a year, we offering a free buffing job. We offering a free buffing and clear job for your floors. If you stay with us for a year or better, it's totally free. Now, the reason I say a year, because through the course of the year, they would have already paid for that service, right? So with the money that you generated, right? January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay, so the money that you generate for the course of the year already pretty much paid for that service that you're offering to be free. So by the time that job come, you'll be prepared for that free cleaning, that free carpet cleaning, right? You'll be prepared for it. Give you a whole year to get a vendor. If you don't want to do it yourself, it give you a whole year to lining up with your maybe like Home Depot or maybe like a janitor supply store that might rent the equipment. You can rent the equipment for a day. And guys, a lot of this equipment that you rent is only $40, $45. It might be a little bit higher in certain areas like Cali. It might be 65, but it's not really that expensive. You go on a Home Depot, right? You get a certain machine. They got different machines, obviously. You rent it for a day, right? Here it is. You made hundreds of dollars for a 1-day carpet cleaning job. The equipment only costs you, let's just say hypothetically, $70. And let's say you made $400 on a carpet cleaning job. Would you say that it would be worth renting this machine from Home Depot or from your janitor supply store for a 1-day cleaning for $70 of renting their machine and you making $400? Would you say that would be worth it? I would agree. I would say that it'll be worth it. If you're anything like me and you really don't want to get your hands dirty and you have people lined up, my vendors is just as important to me as my paperwork. That's why I pay them well. That's why if I call them at any given time, I call them, I email them, I shoot them a text message or whatever the case is, that's why they're ready to work for me, right? Because again, I always give them more revenue than I keep. I know I brought them the job, but they're doing the work, and I want them to do excellent work because at the end of the day, the work is going to fall on my company, not necessarily their company. They did the work, but it's going to fall on my company because you got to think the decision maker and the employees and the people, that's normally there and during the day, they're not going to be there in the evening time. They're not going to be there when your carpet cleaning crew come in, right? That's why I tell you to govern whatever they do. Govern whatever they do because you want to make sure that everything looks great because the image, everything is going to fall on your company. See, they may not necessarily know you have a third party, a company that's going to come in and clean it, right? That's just the agreement that you have with you and your subcontractor to come in and do it. But essentially, if they make it look good, it fall on you, and if they fuck it up, it fall on you. You can't say, well, I had a contractor. They're gonna say we don't have anything to do with that, right? So this is what the carpet cleaning one is one of my favorites because it give me, even though my agreement states for 3 months, I like to keep a short agreement. I think everybody would agree they don't like to be locked in a long-term contract. Now, some people ask me, Fabio, do you think I should do my agreement up to a year or whatever? You can do it up to a year. They may sign it, but if they want out, they want out. They want out, right? So I like to keep it short based. I don't like to make it real technical. So 3 months in, and then after the third month is month to month. I was about to say door to door. It's month to month, right? And I like to keep it that way. But if I'm offering something like a free carpet cleaning, I would suggest that they stay with us for the year. That way you collect all of that revenue, like I say, throughout the course of the year. So that's why I'm for 30-day notice request. Yes, 30-day notice. Yep. 30-day notice on either side. I give them 30 days, they give me 30 days. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying here. I tried door to door 2 weeks ago, closed a 400 once a week, and strip and wax, carpet cleaning. This is all different customers. I've been missing out for knocking on doors. Yeah, door. That's why door knocking is just my favorite. I'm very personable, right? I like to deal with the people. I'm okay with the rejection. I don't like it. I'm okay with it because I know it's just part of the game. I know if I'm going to be in the game, I got to, I'm not going to make every basket, right? So me knowing that I'm okay with the rejection and I always have a way around that, in terms of not, trying to overshadow that or not trying to, rebut that and still get into the contract. If I get rejected, I just let them know that I'm thankful for, them even talking to me. And then I ask them, would it be okay if I try back in X amount of time, in 3 months, in 4 months, whatever the case is, next quarter, right? And most times they say, sure, give us a call. If we're interested, we'll reevaluate things and we'll take it from there. Shake your hand and you're out the door. Okay, so I don't make a big, bitch fit over it. The fact that they didn't let me walk through today or they had a cleaning company today. I just knocked the doors. My whole goal is to try to get the walkthrough, the same day. I don't try to come back and do it. I try to introduce myself and get a quick walkthrough. I let them know that it's going to be real quick. If you got a few minutes of your time, we can do a quick walkthrough, about 5 minutes, and it might turn out to be 15 minutes. But you're so engaged, they should point out what they want you to do and what they would want you to do. The object of the game is for me to get the walkthrough as quick as possible because I need to go ahead and get the estimate in as quick as possible, right? And I also need to get it okay on the numbers so I can get them on the agreement. This is how it falls in this order, guys. You do your door-to-door, you do your marketing, right? You get them to agree to your numbers, right? Once they agree to your numbers, you go ahead and you get them on an agreement, on a contract, whatever you decide, whatever words you want to use, right? Once you get them on the agreement, bam, you need to ask, when will we start? When do we start? When shall we start? You need to get a start date. So many people got people on the agreements right now that I just spoke to, and they never ask when do they start. So they just hanging on to your paperwork. Okay, so this is why I say I like reoccurring business. Okay, even with my residential, I don't talk a lot about residential because I'm more commercial, but I do have residential accounts that we clean. They're once a week accounts. Majority of them are once a week. We got a few that's twice a week, but majority of the residential accounts are once a week. All right, it's very methodical. Like I say, I pick up more residential accounts, and I actually don't know why I don't talk about it, but I think I'm just favored to commercial. But I actually pick up probably more residential accounts than I do commercial these days because I'm methodical the way I do it. It's a system. It's the way that I do it. And if you've been on a coaching call with me before, if you, because I only talk about my exact system on that end on the coaching call. So if you're interested in that, that's $100 an hour for that. You can always get the coaching. It's totally up to you. It's not a must. But I give kind of the detailed course. I kind of systematically break it down to you guys how I do it, where I'm able to pick up more contracts. Okay, so this is why I like, once again, reoccurring accounts opposed to one-time cleaning accounts. How do we set it up? You'll email me, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. I spoke to other people that, other people that was interested in residential accounts. They used some of my tactics to call me back and say, hey, Fabio, it worked. Right? It doesn't work for everybody because everybody don't have the passion. Everybody don't get out there and really do it. But it's a way that you have to do it. It's kind of like an art to it, And once you to craft your art and make yourself better at the art, you have to keep going. You have to keep doing it. Just email us, and they'll go ahead and explain everything to you, Don. Okay. If you want to speak to me personally, Don, once you do email, just put your name in the email and put your number, and I kind of give you a quick overview, and then after that we handle the payment. Okay. So, but yeah, target those reoccurring accounts, guys. Target that. If you're going for, because so many people, they tell me, Fabio, I got residential, not a problem. They tell me, Fabio, I got a residential job, but they only want it one time. And that's it. I say, well, is it a one time a week account? They say, no, it's just one time. They just one time. You need to find a way to really sell them on a weekly deal. If it's going to be one time, try to get it one time a week. Okay. That way you can always look forward to that. And then as you pick up new accounts, you have more revenue coming in. The more accounts you pick up, obviously, the more revenue you have coming in. Same thing. People told me, they offered a free cleaning. The people did, hire them for a free cleaning. They did the free cleaning, and they wound up not getting any contracts, or they wound up not getting, that particular contract. It's an art to it, guys. It's an art to it. You have to make the deal seem bigger than it is. You have to give a little bit more away, right? You have to stand on guarantees, whatever your USP. You have to assure them that they hire in the right company. Okay, so it's all a selling mechanism. Okay, you have to assure them that they hire in the right company. If you walk in the door and you seem a little timid, you seem a little shy, you seem not so confident, all of that ore is going to come off. I promise you, guys. I promise you. All of that's gonna just float off you. If you come in, your head is up, right? You look at them, you catch them eye contact, you shake their hand, you're firm, right? You speak like you know what you're talking about, right? You don't have to know everything that there is to know about the cleaning business, residential or commercial. You just have to know enough, right? If it's something that they ask you that you're not sure about, let them know. I'm not completely sure about that. I will get that back to you. I will get an answer back to you today before the end of the business day, right? And then follow up on that. If you say you're going to get back to them before the end of the business day, after you did your walkthrough, they had some questions you wasn't sure about, and you need to, do a little research, get a little intel on, then make sure you get back to them, right? But don't just throw something out there and you're not sure, okay? Because then that's going to make you look bad, at the end, okay? So this is just like what I would suggest, man. It's It's kind of like a art to this stuff. When I walk in a building, instantly, they probably confuse it with cocky or being conceited, but instantly you get that aura from me that I know what I'm talking about. You get that aura for I assure them that I'm going to do a great job, right? I look them in their eye. Um, I got a little what they call swag to it, right? You got to know how to talk to people. You when you introduce yourself, right? Find lighthearted ways to show the human side of you, right? Okay, even though you're going in there just to do a walkthrough, that should be your ultimate goal. You want to meet the decision maker, figure out who the decision maker is, and get the walkthrough done. But you got to go in there with your head up because if all of that stuff is gonna fall, is gonna just roll right off of you. If you're not confident and timid or you're a little shy or you're not a people person, you don't speak well, that has if you don't have it in you, you can cultivate that. Okay, and the only way you can cultivate it and make it happen for yourself is if you keep doing it. I don't care if you're picking up the phone. Some people say, Fabio, I just don't like getting hung up on, but you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. Okay. I do it. People that work for me do it. No one likes to be hung up on, but it's a must, right? When you go door to door, you don't like to be turned away, but it's a must, right? So I tell people so many times, either you're gonna invest money into your business or time or a combination of both. In the very, very beginning, money wasn't an option for me because I didn't have a whole lot of it to start with. I ordered the course. I started with the phones, didn't get any traction. You heard my story a gazillion times. I went door to door. Eventually, I started getting traction. Once I got the first account, it reassured me. That first account to do it. I don't care if it's for $200. The fact that you put in hard work and you got that first account can reinsure it's in your psyche that, okay, if I got one account, I know I can get two accounts. If I got two accounts, I know I can get four accounts. If I got four accounts, I know I can get eight accounts. Right? Like it offered that reassurance within yourself, that faith that you have. Okay. I'm telling you guys, it's not gonna be easy doing this stuff. But once again, you want to go after reoccurring accounts. Okay, if you have a great USP, if you have a great marketing method, like you're doing a free cleaning, a half off of a cleaning, a buy one get one, or you're offering upselling a free window washing or whatever the case is. Again, is your or okay? Is how you present yourself, how you look going in, because based on that, okay, women and men alike, you're judged based. Now, I'm not telling you you need to look like a preacher and you need to look like a Sunday school lady or something like that. I'm not telling you need to look like that, but you do need to be professional, okay? A nice button-up shirt, a nice tie, maybe some khaki pants, some comfortable walking shoes because you're going to be walking around a facility. That's on both sides, women or men. Okay. Um, Women, I have to share this a lot with you guys because sometimes women do too much. Okay. You show too much, you do too much. All you have to do is wear this exact same thing you will wear for an interview, right? I mean, you're not going to go and you're going to be flashing everything and do, extra. You're going to be professional, right? You're going to be more reserved. You're going to be covered up, you know. You're not going to be like you're going to the club or anything like that or a concert, right? You're going to be reserved, a professional look. So that's the same type of look that you want to give when you're going to the door to door or when booking yourself for these appointments and things of that sort. Okay. Because I tell people all the time, you might be the best cleaner, but they don't know that you're the best cleaner right off bat. They don't know until they hire you and you start working for them. But they know how you look. And you're going to be judged upon that. You're going to be judged based on the way you look. The minute you walk in the door, they're going to judge you, right? So you have to walk in confident. You have to walk in like you know what you're talking about. You have to walk in like you love your company. Like, hey, this is my company. I rep my company. I'm going to do a great job. I'm the best fit. Okay? because you're up against, a lot of competition out here. This company's starting up every single day. And a lot of these companies is what I like to call fly by night companies. They're actually making money. Whereas people like you guys that got insurance and got everything, and everything is lined up, the business card got everything together, you're not making no money. The only difference is that fly by night person is willing to do something that you're not willing to do. They're willing to go knock doors. They're aggressive with their approach. They might not be the best looking, right? They might, have the best aura about themselves, but it was enough for them to pick up the contract, right? Every day that you lack not going door to door, every day that you lack not sending out flyers, not sending out postcards, every day that you lack not picking up the phones, somebody is picking up that contract every single day. It may be a franchise company, or it might be a company that started up last week that was just a little bit more aggressive than you. I don't know how many times I done said, excuse me, well, you know what, I went in, door to door all week last week. Next Monday I'm not gonna go. And then I go Tuesday and they told me, well, if you would have came yesterday, Monday, we probably would have hired you. We just hired somebody yesterday. I created a little presentation for pictures I could show. Right. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So you found a mechanism that worked for you, Leon. So I would suggest you keep doing something like that, because everybody is not doing that. Like me, I don't have a presentation folder, right? Doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I don't have one. But I'm good at talking. I'm good at my selling points. I'm good at offering. Like sometimes I don't even have a special. And as I walk around, I'm thinking like, what can I do around this building that I can upsell and close them before I leave? Because a lot of times if I can say something to like a free carpet cleaning, right? I might not necessarily be running no type of special, but I would tell them that, because I figure, okay, the building is not that big, right? It's relatively medium sized to small. Yeah, I can run, I can go ahead and hire my guys to come in and do a free carpet cleaning here. It won't take no time, right? Window cleaning or anything like that, right? You can offer different services, okay? And offer it free. Give yourself enough space though. Space it out. Don't say, well, you're gonna get a free window clean your first month. You can do that, if you feel okay. But I like to space it out like how I do with the carpet cleaning, because if they want their carpet clean and they want it cleaned by my company, they'll stay there entire year. And then on the 13th month, right after the first year, it's like, hey, we ready for the carpet cleaning. By that time, you've been made a buku money throughout the course of the year, right? Where you can do that carpet cleaning and it wouldn't be too bad for you. And of course, hopefully, if you're anything like me, you've been picked up other accounts too, so it really wouldn't be so bad, because you don't solely have to depend on the revenue that you get from this particular site, right? This particular building. You got other buildings that you have too that you're cleaning. So it's like, you know what, I can go ahead and do the carpet cleaning, right? Whether it's you or whether it's somebody that you outsource the job to. So it's all in you guys' presentation. It's all in what you say. I know a lot of times a lot of people are nervous. A lot of people haven't done this before. I know people don't like rejection, things of this sort. But you have to get out there and you have to sell yourself, right? You have to, because, and like I said in the beginning, they don't know how you clean. You could tell them you're the best, but that's what your mouth say. But they know how you look. They're gonna judge you based upon how you look. So that's why I try to tell people to look their best, right? And go after reoccurring. When you going for those door-to-door jobs, or once you get in and you do your walkthrough, you don't want to just sell the free cleaning. You want to convince them in some way, some fashion, some form that you're the best guy fit for the job, even with the free cleaning. The ultimate goal of doing the free cleaning is to impress them enough where they'll go ahead and hire you for ongoing cleaning. Okay? And the same thing with door to door. I'm sorry, with residential. Okay? But with residential, like I said, if you get on the on the coaching, I talk about that. It's certain things that I do. Um, I never get any one time cleaning. I always sign them up for a weekly cleaning. I always sign them up for a weekly cleaning, right? The prices is affordable, right? I got a way that I deal with because homes is a little bit different than the buildings than the facilities. So I deal with homes a little bit differently, okay, than I deal with the buildings. Okay, so it has similarities, but it's different. Okay, and like I said, I talk a lot more about the way I deal with my residential side on the coaching calls. So if you're interested in that, you guys know what to do. Do you guys got any questions of why I say you should go after reoccurring clients instead of one-time clients? Because here's the thing: I have a guy. He loves doing floors. Okay, like buffing and waxing and stuff like that, and it's cool. It's cool, but you're not gonna buff a floor every single day at any given facility. You're not gonna do that. So you always need clients coming in. You always need fresh clients, right? So you can have more jobs. But he's not gonna keep billing them month after month like I do on the commercial side of cleaning, dealing with commercial buildings. He's not gonna keep billing them week after week like I do with the residential, home, a residential place. You see what I'm saying? So it's a difference, right? You want reoccurring business because you want to be able to come back every day, once a week, once a month, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, however many times. You want to be able to still build them week after week, month after month. Okay. Like I say, a lot of the floor jobs is good. You can make a lot of money in one boom, right? But the money that you make is not yours, right? It's for your business, majority of it, right? I would think that you would want to reinvest it back into the business, your marketing, your chemicals. You might want to update your machines, your equipment, and things like that. So it's going to go back into the business. What about staffing for reoccurring? Sometimes it's a little harder, especially where I live. The language barrier. It's a heavy Spanish area, and I am learning Spanish. Um, Kind of hard for me to communicate for reoccurring. Okay, then you probably want to hire a Spanish speaking person or a person that's at least bilingual enough to understand you speaking English. Easy to find, easy to find people here. Yeah, you want to find somebody bilingual. Like I have a lot of Mexican Americans that speak English and they speak Spanish that work for me. Okay, so if I'm dealing with a client that wants them done and they prefer the Spanish language, then I can rely upon this person to talk Spanish to this person, right? Um, Let me see. Help me with the quote for a window cleaning. What's your email? Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. BOOK. F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Just send your information, your detail, your name, and your number, and I'll be sure to get the information and give you a call and help you with that quote. But that's Don. That's what I would suggest you do. Um, Let me see. It's heavy Spanish speaking area, and I'm just learning Spanish. Yeah, yeah. So you will probably have to deal with more Spanish. You live in AZ. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with Arizona. I've been out there before. What part? Probably like Mesa, Flagstaff. I know Phoenix is a little open. It's like half and half of Phoenix. I think it's more English in Phoenix, I think. But I know certain communities, it got certain areas and certain communities where they congregate and they speak that. Here in Gilbert, right next. Yeah, I figured it was like Mesa. Yeah. I work in Phoenix mostly. Okay. Yeah, I think Phoenix is a good spot for you to start. You deal with more English speaking people in Phoenix, and probably make a great deal of money in Phoenix too. Um, but that don't mean to count Mesa out or Gilbert, to count those areas out. You just have to hire somebody that's bilingual that will be able to help you with that. That will understand you and understand the obvious the Spanish language, where they can deal with those Spanish customers for you. Okay. You have to be careful too. You make sure your paperwork is together, because you don't want to get shafted. You don't want to, with you not knowing Spanish, you don't want to fuck around and they speaking bilingual. They speaking Spanish right, and they cut the deal from right under you. So make sure your paperwork is. I haven't had the best look on Craigslist. Yeah, Craigslist is getting a bad rep. Um, I haven't used Craigslist in a very, very long time to market on. But when I did use Craigslist, like in the past, it I did have some. I'm trying to hire bilingual. Yeah, just when you put your ads out, you just state that you're looking for bilingual people. Most of my people, when I hire them, I find them on Facebook. To be honest, mostly everybody that work for me now came through a Facebook advertisement in terms of maybe a section that's employment, opportunity or help wanted opportunity, and one of these groups. I get tons of resumes. My messenger go off. I find most of my people off of Facebook. So I mean, you might be able to utilize that and find some bilingual people there, but you want to make sure you have them under non-compete, non-disclosures, those type of thing, uh, to protect yourself, obviously, because the last thing you want is for the Spanish person to be more comfortable with your worker and then cut you out, and the next thing you know they kind of negotiate around behind your back and come up with a deal, and next thing you know they give you the boot, and they still got your worker here cleaning, and then they're paying her or him the top dollar. Okay, so just that's always been my concern. Yeah, yeah, that happens a lot everywhere. That's always been my concern, but I don't let it get to me. My paperwork speak for itself. That's why I try to tell people. People hear me talk a lot about it, but it's paramount that you have your paperwork together, like in the beginning. Um, but I don't want you, the fact that you don't have paperwork, I don't want you guys to let that stop you. You should always be in the market for new clients. You should always be in the market for new customers. You should always, I meant to say, new, not customers, new clients, but employees. I'm sorry. Should always be out there looking for new employees, right? I stay advertising for employees, whether I have a site available for them or not. Okay. You might want to switch up your area, Don. Like, even though you're in a more Spanish speaking area, right? You might have to get outside of that area to something that's a little bit more comfortable for you, until you find you a few Spanish speaking people that's bilingual, and then you can hire them on, let them know what you expect for them. They fill out the application that you have, they sign your NDA, your non-disclosure agreement, your non-compete agreement. You want to put them on those agreements because you don't want them to disclose how you operate, and you don't want them to necessarily compete with you and stealing your clients, right? You want to have a pretty decent agreement. Okay, I'm not trying to say that it. I mean, it's best if you have a lawyer written driven agreement, but if you don't and you have just a basic generic type of agreement, start there, right? Until you can work it up, right? That's what I did, right? I started and it worked just fine. It worked just fine until people start trying to bullshit me, right? Try to take my clients and saying what the agreement did not say and what it should say, and this and this and that. So I had to learn over time, but for the longest I used my just generic agreement. Now today, I would tell a person if they can afford to have a lawyer, afford to get an agreement, to get one, but so you can alleviate all of those potential problems. But if you have just a basic agreement, then that's fine. Okay, start. What about an employee handbook? Do you use any? I don't. I don't. I have a training in place, but I know people that use an employee handbook, and I think it's pretty good. The thing is whenever I received an employee handbook, I never read it, and it costs to produce, to produce that. So whether you buy some handbooks, it's places out that you can just purchase handbooks, right? Employee handbooks, right? Or you can produce them yourself, and you still have to pay for to draw them up and all of that type of thing. I mean, it's part of cost. So I don't offer employee handbooks, but I thought back when I worked somewhere when they gave me the handbook, what I did with it. Within a week's time, I don't know where the handbook went. I don't know what I did with it. I never read it, right? And then until something happened, they'd be like, well, did you read your handbook? I'd be like, no. But then you just take your lick at that point. So I don't, but my training is extensive. But don't mark after me. Now, if you think, you should use a handbook, go ahead and use a handbook. Because everybody's business is different. That's what I try to tell people. Everybody, just because Fabio Hart say he don't do it, don't mean it's got. If you got a handbook, don't stop using it because I don't use a handbook. I just put it that way. Okay, I'm just giving you guys the franken, Let me see here. How do you know when to 1099 or direct hire? And is it okay to copy a competitor's contract and change it a little to fit my company? I wouldn't say to copy a competitor's contract. I wouldn't say do that. Let me see how to answer that. If I was desperate and I seen a competitor contract and I read it and I understood it and it looked good, I may use it with the intent to change it later, right? So I may use it as a starter contract, right? If I read it and I like how it reads, I like what it says. And that's just me just being shrewd. Like nobody is perfect, you got to start somewhere. I mean, if you don't have money to get a lawyer to produce it and you don't necessarily want a generic. Now, I wouldn't use a franchise. Let me see. Let me see here. I have a DVD, several DVD training, like DVD training courses that I use, and I let them watch that. But the information on those DVDs can be, yeah, of course, stay away from the franchise. But those DVDs could be a little dated in terms of the information. But to just give you a generalization, I like to use those with my people as a training. But most of the real training come from just being in a facility. Okay, so that's why I like to train myself first, or my people. In this case, I done got a little bigger, so my supervisors and people that train, I need them to know exactly what to do. So when they do train my potential employees or the new employees, they know exactly what to do. I think the hands-on training works the best because every facility is different. When you show them a DVD or they read a manual or something like that, that's just generalizing things. but it may not fit for different facilities. Different facilities want you to do certain things. The operation of the facility is different. Um, what you would do in one facility that you would think is an automatic thing to do in another facility may not be so automatic. They may not even want you to do that in the next facility, right? So, like you can't expect all the, let's say, dentist offices to be the same. You can't expect all of the clinics to be the same. All of the property management companies to be the same, right? Even though the gist of it might be okay, you got to clean the toilets, okay, clean the toilets in all the buildings, but it might be certain mechanics in different buildings that they don't want you to do that you think is like a automatic to do, but they may not necessarily want you to mess with certain things or do certain things. So you have to kind of keep that in mind in terms of what you're training. So I like to do more of a hands-on training because, like I say, all the facilities are different and the dynamics is different. What they want you to do. Let me see here. Hey Don, I'm not sure if I answered that. I hire direct. I don't 1099. I hire direct. Let's see here. If you guys got any more questions? If you're just joining me, I would like for you to like, share, and subscribe. For reoccurring, how do you bury the cause of an auto scrubber? Uh, I don't think you will auto scrub any one facility on a regular basis. I wouldn't suggest. I mean, it can really mess up floors. Doing it regularly. Do more over the long haul. Do more damage. Um, like VCT floor care of any sort, carpet cleaning, um, window cleaning can be more of a regular thing because we have clients where we do window cleaning where it's a weekly or not a weekly, yeah, like a weekly. We had some weekly accounts and we got some like bi-weekly accounts for window cleaning. But anything dealing with the VCT floor care, carpet cleaning, that type of thing, you're not really going to be doing that on a consistent basis with any one account, right? Like it'll mess things up. So you will always have to be in the market for new clients. You always have to be in the market. Now they may need you again somewhere down the line, but you wouldn't be doing that on a regular. I wouldn't suggest. So I don't think it wouldn't be too costly. I wouldn't think if you're doing it just like a one time deal. But if you're doing if you got multiple jobs that you got going on, let me see, going after school. Let me see here. Going after school. Oh, okay, school. Also shave 4 hours off the floor. Well, you would just bill them. You would just bill them. If they want the floors done and it's a school, because schools are like that. Gymnasiums, they want you to do, the gyms, the floors in the gyms regularly, which is terrible. Schools can be like that. You just bill them for it, so you don't eat the cost for that, right? If they want you to do that particular job, then they have to pay that price for it. So when I 1099 people, I tell them what I would give them, make sure it's $16 an hour. Obviously, I would charge way more, but I never tell them what I'm really charging. Wait, let me make sure I read this again, Leon. So when I 1099 people, I tell them what I give them. I make sure they make the 16 per hour. No, I mean you never tell them what you're making. If that's what you're asking me, I never tell them what I'm really charging. No, you don't tell them what you're charging the client ever. It's not their business. You just pay them the $16 an hour. You make them fill out a 1099 form. Let me see, Kevin. Well, Kevin. Okay, so if you promise a cleaning and then you lost that account, then they don't get the free cleaning. But let's say you promised a free cleaning and lost another account, and you still have the account that you promised the free cleaning to, you have to come through some way on that free cleaning. Don't promise anything that you're not sure you can complete. So if you, within the course of the year, if you didn't make enough money at that one site that you can't hire a crew to do this cleaning for you, or you can't rent a machine for $70 just for one day, 75 and $100. If you don't have $100 in the account after a year of cleaning, that you could just take out and rent this machine. Because I mean, I'm just thinking, on the lightweight side of things. Let's say you rented it for one day, and let's say it cost you $100. Okay, so you paid $100. You're gonna get a receipt because you can write it off on your taxes anyway. I mean, it's a business expense, so you can write it off. You get it back, but you will want to get that job done, whether you're doing the job or whether you're outsourcing the job to somebody else. If you're not sure that you can get that done, you don't never ever want to offer any service or anything that you're not sure you can complete once it's time to complete the task. Okay? So you don't want, so like I say, if you had, let's say you're cleaning a gym, a workout gym, and then you promised a doctor office a free carpet cleaning. Well, let's say for whatever reason you're making more money at the gym than you are at this doctor's office. And then you lose the gym, but you still have the doctor's office that you said that you would give a free carpet cleaning to. You don't want them you don't want them, you don't want to hold them accountable for the fact that you lost this account. You lost this account, you got to pick up another account. But they still do, this free cleaning. In other words, it's like saying that they told you they're going to pay you $500 a month, and then whatever happened, they went over budget, they spent too much on a pizza party or whatever, they had a little party or whatever the case is, and they come and tell you, hey, we can only give you 300 because we overspent. You're not going to want to hear, right? So it's the same thing. So I gave it to you from both ways because I'm not sure what you were shooting from when you asked me the question. But if you're not sure you can complete a task, don't upsell something that you're not sure that you can complete. Let me get through this. Is it wrong or is it illegal? Let me see. I'm assuming you're asking me, Leon. I'm sure you asking me. No, it's not wrong. It's just that they don't need to know what you're charging. Ozzy, what's up? Didn't get the notification. You might need to clear cache, Ozzy, on your YouTube app. You can clear cache. You might want to log out, log back in, refresh your phone, and then see if you get it. I'm not sure I'm not sure why you're not getting it. You know, other people getting it, so I know some people getting it, some people not getting it. I'm not sure what's going on. You might want to refresh your YouTube app or clear cache. Hey, Carmina. You guys got any questions for me? Yo, AH, how are you? You guys got any more questions for me? You are the man, Fabio. We appreciate you. Thanks for everything. No problem, Don, man. I just want to make sure you guys understand everything, make sure you guys got a pretty good grab on everything. Um, so that's what I'm here for. If you guys got to email me about anything, it's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. You guys got any more questions for me? Anything, any deals you guys working on? Anything that you thought about, between my last video and this video that you didn't get a chance to ask me or email me? You got me right here. Go ahead and shoot your question or shoot your shot. I think at the end of the day, guys, it boils down to your persistent, your consistent, like it really is. All right. So when you're not mobile, how do you still get a job? Okay, or get the jobs? Yeah, I know what you were saying, H. So, all right. So at one point I was like that, right? One point I was like that. So what I would do, I would get the monthly bus card, right? Because I had to use the bus. Um, I would still go door to door. I would dress up, get my bag, with my folders and stuff like that. Actually, I had a backpack, so I had a backpack and it had my folders and marketing material, etc. And I would get on the bus, just like how you would go to school. I would get on the bus, right? And I will hop on the bus wherever, I already know where I'm going. So you got to know where you're going to go, right? So I will hop on the bus, go out to the section of the city or wherever, whatever, west side, east side, whatever I'm going to go. And I would solicit and go door knocking in those particular areas, right? And nobody knows that you necessarily caught the bus over there, really. I mean, they're inside the building. When you leave, you're going to go door knocking on the next building. So I would say, because some people will say, well, I don't have a car, so they make that to be an excuse for them. When I know for a fact I actually have a subscriber on here, she didn't have no transportation in the very, very beginning. Like, she had no transportation, and she got, I think, her first 3 accounts on the bus, on public transportation. Saved her money up, and she has a car now, but she saved her money up, and eventually she got a car. So I know it can be done, right? Now, you might feel down, you might feel a certain way. Then you got to use Uber, you got to use the bus, you got to use Lyft, you got to find a way to make it happen. No one want to hear about your problems. Just like you don't want to hear about anybody's problems when it's time to pay you the check. No one cares about your problems, right? And as long as you think like that, you have that mindset, you'll go real, real far. You go real, real, because see, the thing is that I understand, like, I have problems every day. Like, just this past weekend, right? This past weekend, I'm pissed but still inspired. shit happens. Shit happens. Aaliyah say, first you don't succeed, you dust yourself off and try again. That's exactly what you have to do. For an example, so I'm here at this site, right? This site right here. This past weekend, Friday. So I'm here. Everything moving right along. It get close to crunch time where it's time for the employees to go home. I have one employee here in the building. Two employees walked off. Just walked off the job. Two employees. Now, we got 4 buildings, right? And these 4 buildings take up 5 blocks. They're real long, right? So, 2 employees walked off the job. So I see Anna. I say, Anna, where the other girls at? She's like, I don't know. They're probably in the other building. So I walk up and down the street, right? I go to the other buildings, go in, look for them, don't see them. Look for them, don't see them. I go to look for the cars, don't see it. 2 employees now. Now, I was mad pissed because what would normally be like a 6-hour job cleaning these buildings added extra hours on with me where I actually had to do some work. Now, immediately upon doing that, now I could have been mad, right? I could have been bitching, but I understand that I'm the entrepreneur, I'm the business owner, so I have to think quickly. So between me and Anna, we was the only 2. Again, they was doing the work. They were here. But a few hours before it was time to like really get off, they walked off. They weren't done. It was still work that needed to be done. So I'm glad they did the majority of what they were supposed to do, right? But it was still more work that needed to be done. So I had to help my standing employee, Anna, had to help her get the job done. Well, what did I do? Obviously, I fired both of them. So now they're mad because they thought today, Monday, they thought they were going to be here. They're not here. Hired 2 new people, trained them right before I turned on the camera and all of that. See, I've been here for a while. When you guys see me, I'm on late, but I've been here for a while, right? So I train them and walk them through and show them. And, if you need help, shoot me a text, call either one of the phones or ask Anna. Anna, she's still with me, right? So it's just part of the training, and the young ladies are still here. I got 2 new staff members here right now, and Anna and myself, right? But I had to think quick. I couldn't say, well, did this shit piss me off? Yeah, you don't like it. Tough shit. Nobody want to hear about your problems. I can't tell the client that 2 people walked off, so that's the reason we didn't finish. They don't want to hear that. They just want the building clean because that's what they're paying for. They're paying us for that. That's what they're paying for. They don't want to hear our excuses. Okay? So let me see. Leon say, I'm behind this 2K faculty. If you have a chance to bid, I definitely hit you up. This mechanic school facility. Okay. Keep me posted, Leon. Let me see. John says, if you buy a piece of equipment, do you get the whole amount back going? Doing Texas? Yeah, if you buy new equipment, yeah, you could write it off. It's part of doing business. You need it for your company. You need it for business. Some material and yeah, I got many vids on that, Cameron. All you have to do is, man, just get to watching like my videos. I got certain videos where I actually do some of the cold calling and different things like that. Let me see, what the heck happened? Whoa. What did I do? Okay. Yeah, I got many videos like that. Sorry about that, guys. Guys, got any more questions for me? Yeah, don't. Another thing, Cameron, don't just depend on cold calling. I'm lost with that shit, huh? Um, Best thing I would suggest, Cameron, is use just neutral all-purpose cleaner. You can get it from the janitor supply store. Every area have it. Just kind of look it up online in your city, in your section, in your area. See who has it, um, and just tell them you need a neutral cleaner, all-purpose cleaner, right? There's a lot of different ones online. If you go there, they'll be able to talk to you. That's their job. They'll be able to kind of explain to you which one is the best and why they suggest you get this or why they suggest you get that one over this one or whatever the case is. Okay? But there's a lot of neutral cleaners out there and a lot of great all-purpose cleaners out there. If you go on a green, you let them know you want a green clean type of product or organic clean type of product. You just let them know. Okay? Or you can Google it, and just order it straight from like warehouses and distributors. Um, if you're starting with a little to no money and you need something to start with, then you can start with maybe like a Home Depot or some over-the-counter product just to get you by and until you kind of get the money up to be able to afford maybe the more professional clean products. And I do have videos on that, by the way, too. You guys have any more questions for me? Not a problem, Cam. Not a problem. You guys have any more questions for me? Just want to make sure I get your questions. If you do have questions, some people have questions they're afraid to ask them here on live. You can always email them, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOKFABIOHART@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. If you guys have any further questions, I just want to make sure they can answer it. Does business get slower in the winter? It seemed like it. It seemed like it. Me, what I like to do is I like to crush it during the summer months, during the hot months, and I get more relaxed, I guess, in the winter, right? I get more relaxed in the winter, but all year round, you should always be advertising. Yep, what Leon said. All you got to do is call them. They're there to help you. They've been doing it for a while and they use a lot of the equipment. A lot of times they'll, plug machines up and show you what to do. Kind of give you a test run. A lot of these janitor supply places offer like classes within the facility or like have weekend classes maybe at another location that you can kind of take up if you want to kind of get knee deep in it like that. But they have a pretty good grasp on, what product you should use and why you should use this or what you need this for, what you're actually cleaning, what type of carpet it is, what type of hard surface it is, why you should use this over that. So they're pretty good about that, the janitor supply house. I know I love mines. Um, how do you maintain? What do you mean, H? What do you mean, how do I maintain? How do I maintain what? I just want to make sure so I can answer that for you. Sheesh, it's raining. How do I maintain what? Well, you keep billing. I mean, you keep billing the clients that you already have. Like me, I'm not saying that I don't pick up clients. I probably to be honest, pick up the majority of my clients during the summer months, the warm months like now. Because I'm out there, I'm hitting it hard, or I pay my people to, certain people that I have to do certain things for me, to go door to door, pick up the phones. But you should always be advertising year round. You shouldn't stop just because it's cold outside, right? Um, Now there might come a time where in certain areas is high on snow and things like that. I wouldn't say kill yourself to do it, but if you can't do it, you can't do it. You call them, let them know due to the weather conditions can't do it today. Can we reschedule it tomorrow? I've heard switch to window cleaning for storefronts. I'm in Minnesota. Oh, I love Minnesota. Yeah, I used to have an ex-girlfriend in Minnesota. I like Minnesota. I was in. I never stayed there, but I was in Minneapolis and Columbus Heights. The Columbus Heights, I think. I think that's what it was. But yeah, Minnesota get hit like Michigan and Indiana and Wisconsin and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. You guys get hit with a lot of snow too. The thing is that you have to still market though. You have to keep marketing. You have to still market. Okay, you can't let the fact that it's snowing or the weather conditions stop you from marketing. Okay, if you book something, let's say you got a walkthrough to do, or you got a meeting that you got to meet with one of the decision makers or whatever, and you get a big snowfall or the weather conditions, just call them up. If you can't do it, you can't do it. They'll understand. They have to drive through the same snow you have to drive through, right? They have to deal with the same type of weather conditions, so they should understand. You guys got any more questions for me? Come visit sometimes. I think I will. I like the city. You guys got any more questions for me? I just want to make sure we're hitting on these questions. Um, if you guys got any, do you guys got any walkthroughs coming up? Talk to me. You guys got any walkthroughs coming up, or have you done any walkthroughs? You waiting to hear back on something, or have you followed up on something and for whatever reason you're not closing it, or what's going on? What's going on in you guys' world? I see I got 10 people watching me. I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe because I do it for you. I give you so much value over here. So I want you guys to like. Make sure you do that. Share. Make sure you do that and subscribe. How do you maintain your good vibes, man? Laughing out loud, joking. Thanks for your time, dude. You seem legit and not scammy. Yeah, man. It's just I'm by nature like I'm very well, I can be both introverted and extroverted. And at the end of the day, like I've had so many blessings. I've had so many blessings come my way. It's been times where in my own mind where I sit back and I kind of just think back when people wasn't trying to help me, when people didn't care if I made it, when people doubted me, when I didn't believe in myself at one point, when I would have a girlfriend and she leave because, I'm not on that level that I imagine myself being on. So the thing is, I give a lot back to you guys through these videos. Even when I sell you, let's say paperwork, or I'm selling something, I can actually jack the price up mad high and actually get it because it'll be worth it based on what I feel like I stand for. But I don't. Like I don't because I understand how tough it can be in the very, very beginning. So that's the thing. Like with me, like I have passion behind it. Like if you watch all my videos, they're consistent. I deliver the same energy. There's so many subscribers that I meet out in the public. Like, hey Fabio, I'm your YouTube friend. I'm on your YouTube channel, whatever the case is. I'm subscribed to you. And they be like, dude, can I take a picture? And there's so many people that I've just taken a picture with just on GP. Like it might be days that I didn't have a good day, but I didn't express that to them. I didn't say, oh no, I can't take a picture with you. They seen me on YouTube. They wanted to take a picture. We happen to be in Myers or Walmart or wherever I'm at, and I take a picture with them, right? So it's cool. Like I feel like giving back for me because I've gotten so many blessings. Giving back for me just come natural. Like it's just I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. And then I get more blessings. I get new contracts. You know, I get more subscribers to my transportation service, right? Um, Everything just pan out for me, right? I just get my blessings back. So that's why I operate how I operate. It's just me. After two walkthroughs through Thursday, both places looking for cleaners, but said they're not looking for cleaners. Say they open. Go in there and crush it. Just offer them a good deal. Offer them a good deal, Kevin. You know, if you can do it, you know, as long as you can make a profit. I put it to you like this. When you put in your numbers enough where if you put a body in there, because you don't want to put it in there where it just worked for you, because then you will never get out the self-employed stand. You'll always have to clean that account. There were several accounts like that I had for me, because in the beginning, like I came in low, that I couldn't really afford to put nobody in there because I wouldn't make nothing on that account. It was like that low. So when you put your numbers in, always think in the mind frame that, okay, eventually I'm going to hire somebody for this account. So you want to consider that factor when you're going after it. So as long as you can put your numbers in and still come in at enough where you can put a body in there, you're good, bud. Let me see. Making my way down. Did a walkthrough in Airbnb. Follow up. Hasn't called back. How long has it been, H? Cody, how do you train new employees? Well, you train yourself first. You train yourself first, and then you train them. As long as you know what to do in the facility, then you follow up and train them. How do you write up your contracts, or what software? My contract was written up by my lawyer, so he did it. I just paid him for his service, and yeah, that's that. I mean, I don't know how to write up a contract from a legal stand. If I write it up, it's gonna probably be some ghetto type shit. I'm not gonna use the right words or anything like that. Like, so I had it written up by my lawyer. I gave him my ideas, and he turned my ideas into an agreement. Let me see here. He wanted to pay $15 an hour for a 6-bedroom house. You guys quote. You give the price. You give the price. Whether it's a commercial project or whether it's a residential project, you give the price. You give the price. Okay? You give the price. They don't tell you, we're going to pay you 15, we're going to give you 20, we're going to give you... You give them the price. Either they're going to accept it or they're not going to accept it. You're not an employee, you're an entrepreneur. At least that's what I want you to be. Even if you're self-employed, you're still not an employee, right? You still you tell them what the deal is. Now you can be open to options. If they say that's a little too much, can you come down? Come down because you want to come down, and not because someone told you what you should charge them. Same thing with agreements. Now, I know some people that make it that they don't have an agreement, but they make an agreement per client. Like they make the agreement to fit the client, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't have a problem with making a contract, making the agreement up to fit the client. Cool, right? But there's people, like for an example, there's people that bought my agreement and other people that read my agreement because it's kind of tight the way we have it worded, and they want them to change this, and they call me and say, Fabio, they ask me if I say don't change shit. I say that's the French that I use. Don't change shit. And the reason I tell them don't change is because they want you to change it so it can fit their benefit. Your agreement need to fit your benefit. Your agreement need to fit your benefit. When you go fill out an application or you sign up for a credit card or you sign up for a cell phone service at Verizon, or you sign up on a contract for for whoever, you don't just you don't read in and say, hey, I'll sign up, but you got to change line number 5. They're going to be like, man, if you don't get out of here, right? They tell you read it, either you agree and you sign it or you don't, period. Same thing with your agreement. So people that bought my agreement, my lawyer did, said, I tell them don't change it. Now, if you're going to change it, I say, hey, just ask me, just in writing, email us and say, hey, Fabio, can I make an adjustment to it? And cool, I don't have a problem with it. But if you make an adjustment to my agreement, don't blame me if it doesn't work, because I tell you not to change it. His agreement didn't work. Don't blame me, because I tell you not to change it. It's okay the way it is, as is. But if you want to change it to accommodate somebody, then, it's up to you. If that's what you want to do, right? So let me see here. Last follow-up Tuesday, last week. Okay. I told him $25. He backed out at first. Counted at 50. Yeah. If you said 25, you have your reasons why it should be $25 an hour, right? And also, guys, you can come up with packages now. I'm a big fan of packages. Packages are some of the most simplified ways, especially when you're just starting out. You can do package deals. Package deals are some of the easiest ways to pick up contracts. I remember I had a gold package, a silver package, and I think a platinum package. I had one that was like $39.95. I had one that was $69.95, and I think I had one that was like $89.95. I gave them 3 different options. Obviously, the smaller package, $39.95, was like just a general cleaning. The second package was the general cleaning plus a little bit more. The third package was the general cleaning plus the second package plus some extra, right, to make it up for that money, right? So that's all it is. You just adding a little bit more to it. It's no different than, let's say, iPhone, right? It seems like they come out with an iPhone every weekend, right? And that's what it seemed like. So when you get the iPhone 8, iPhone 9, and the iPhone Super Deluxe, I don't know, because I'm an Android user, so cool. So when you get all these different phones, right, the functionality of these phones is about the same. Like they be like the same size, the same screen size, the same dimension, the same diameter, the same everything, right? The functionality, and it might be one thing that's different, where this camera is a little bit more visible than this camera, right? But outside of that, it's like the same phone. It's like they didn't change anything, right? But this phone, the iPhone 8, is X amount of dollars, and the iPhone Super Deluxe is $1,000 some odd dollars, right? But you look at the phones and you're like, shit, this looks just like my 8. This looks just like my 9, right? Again, so they only changed one thing and then they still marked it up like it's a super spectacular phone, right? Or tell you got more RAM or it got more memory or whatever the case is. So You guys got any more questions for me? If you need me for any bookings of any sort, got any questions, you got some deals that you want, I'm waiting for people to come back and let me know if they got contracts that I can help them with their numbers on. If you guys need help with estimates on anything, book FabioHart@gmail.com. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. BOOKF like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART@gmail.com. Right? I'll be more than willing to help you guys out. If you got agreements you want me to take a look at, if you got any paperwork you want me to take a look at, just send it to me at the same email as an attachment. I'll read it. My assistant Jasmine make sure I take a look at it. I'll read it. If it's something that you need to add or something that I would suggest you put in there, then I would let you know. I would personally email you back and say, hey, I read the agreement or I read your paperwork. I will add this or I will add that in there just to help you guys out. You know, or whatever, you know, however I could be of any assistance to you guys. If you want coaching, that's just $100 an hour. Usually 2 hours, I would suggest people would be about the max, where I can get everything out to you A to Z. If you want to know how I operate my residential side, you get on the coaching call with it. I lay it out systematically, and you guys can get to making money as early as, you know, next week or so, you know, if you just really work this thing, right? Outside of that, you guys have any more questions for me? You guys got any more questions for me? If not, I'll get out of here. Nope. All right. All right, that's gonna do it for now. As I always say at the end of every video, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. I want you guys to be great. Remember, don't ever get permission to be great. I see it all the time where people say, Fabio, you know, people doubting me, or people won't let me live my best life, or just let me be great. Never ever get permission to be great. You make yourself great. Michael Jordan made himself great, right? Joe Louis made himself great. Muhammad Ali made himself great. Michael Jackson made himself great. The only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Now, you go out there, you be great. Again, if you guys need my assistance for any reason, you know how to contact me. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. Remember, hire great people, have great paperwork, and do great work.